Hey,
Sorry, I had to get the mic unmuted.
same here. I just had to turn up my volume as well.
All good. How you doing today?
Good. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Living good.
Well, tell me about your up and coming fight at Shamrock FC 373.
Well, I was fighting Davian Trotter in the co-main event. I believe I'm still the co-main event, but we did have a pullout there, so we're unsure of the opponent at the moment. We're looking at a replacement. Something happened with his hand, his finger. I know they offered it to someone else. He declined the fight, so they're working from there to see what they can do to get me another opponent this week, hopefully, is what they're telling my coach, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Now, what weight class are you currently fighting at?
Right now I'm fighting at lightweight, 155 pounds. That'll probably be the weight class I stay at for most of my career. To be honest, I don't see myself getting a lot bigger or a lot smaller than I am right now. So, at least for the time being, I'll be here at lightweight. Looking to make a statement against whoever I fight and hopefully put some people on notice in my division.
Well, would the UFC be a goal of yours to try and get there to that higher level?
Of course, I think that's everybody's goal when they get into this. If they're serious about it, you want to make some real money, you got to get in with the PFL, UFC, something like that. Um, so, of course, I'd be more than happy if I ever could have the opportunity to fight on Contender Series, get an opportunity to fight for the UFC. That would be a goal. I'm just not going to be the guy who sits here and begs the UFC, "Hey, Dana, sign me every fight." I'll put a I'll put a resume together, and then once I have a resume, I'm sure they'll take notice of it and do something about putting a fight together for me.
And currently, what is your record as of right now?
Right now, I'm 3-1 as a professional. All three first round finishes, two submissions, one knockout.
And tell me about training leading up for this fight because you mentioned your opponent pulled out and he had a medical issue. So it must take a lot of motivation to stay motivated through all this.
Yeah, adversity's part of training camp. You just got to expect things to come with it. The weight cut, the opponent changes, things like that. Part of the game. But as long as something gets put together, I'm happy. Had a lot of adversity in the past year and a half. I lost my mom and then had a son just a few months after, and so that was all kind of a struggle. And after getting through all that, I'm not too worried about something like an opponent change, and I'll fight whoever they give me. I'm always motivated. I train year round. I'm always in the gym 4 or 5 days a week, minimum, sometimes six, and just try to stay ready all the time in case they have something for me.
Now, in training, what are some of the specific drills you are doing?
We spend a lot of time drilling striking and transitions between striking and grappling. So going from combination striking to takedowns to ground sequences like submissions and positions where you can finish the fight with strikes. So typically drilling looks something like spending some time on striking, then working that striking into a takedown, and then working that position into a sequence that creates a finish for us. Always looking to finish fights, always looking to advance position, never looking to stall or wait.
Now, tell me more about Shamrock FC 373 because I hear it's going to be a heck of a card and I want more details from you personally about this up and coming card.
Well, I'll be honest with you, it's my first time fighting for Shamrock. It's my debut with the company. I know that they've put together quite a card from what I've seen. Got a big list of good amateur fights, a good list of professional fights as well for the main card. Uh, Everything's selling out really quickly. House is packed. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a lot of fun. Fights are going to be entertaining.
And everybody, this will be streaming live on Millions.co. Make sure if you can't get your tickets, you get it on Millions.co. Make sure, again, one more time for the fans, Millions.co. All right. Now tell me, right? When you're in the locker room before a fight, right? How are you going to deal with that pressure of the crowd? Because everybody gets nervous. So how are you going to deal with that pressure?
I'll be honest with you, it's kind of become a joke with my team. When I'm in the locker room, a lot of the time I'm just having fun. I'm excited to be there, but I'm calm, I'm relaxed. It usually doesn't get me too stressed out. Just a little bit excited, but it's a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy doing it. So going out there and doing it in front of people just makes me happy more than nervous. I'm excited to show off what I've been putting together in training. I spend a lot of time working in the gym, and it's always good to get a chance to show off what you're training, what you're doing in there with your coaches, with your teammates. Show out for your crew.
Now, define yourself in one word.
Chaotic.
Now, do you have a fighting nickname?
The Strangler.
Now, why do they call you that?
Well, my teammate Mason started it at some point, like my second or third amateur fight, and I didn't have a nickname because I always felt weird like trying to give myself one. And my last name being Spangler, he went up to the announcers and he was like, "Hey, Spangler's nickname is this." And so from that fight forward, it's always just been the Strangler. And I've put together a good resume of finishing people with chokes. I had, I believe, 4 amateur finishes by choke. My first professional fight, my pro debut, was a first round rear naked choke. There's a good chance I put one together here in the short future. February 21st.
Now, do you have a job away from mixed martial arts?
I do. I do appliance repair, so I do service calls for people in their homes, fix appliances and sometimes replace them or install them, things like that.
Now, does this job ever affect your training at all?
To an extent, it can, but most of the time I have the ability to schedule my work around my training, so I'm able to train at least 4 mornings every week, as well as getting some afternoon sessions, 3, 4 days a week as well.
Now, tell the fans who are watching right now why they should watch your fight on Shamrock FC 373.
I feel like I'm a very entertaining fighter. Um, I've got all first round finishes so far, spread out between knockouts, submissions. My knockout, the dude was like dead for about 3 minutes after the fight till he woke up. Got 2 exciting finishes with submissions with a rear naked choke very early and a very back and forth grappling match that ended in a pretty nasty Kimura in my last fight. So I feel like I always come have an entertaining fight. I'm always moving forward. The pace is high. It's never slow or a boring fight.
Now, what is a short term goal for you as of right now?
As of right now, go take out whoever is in front of me February 21st. Keep that 100% finish rate, preferably in the first round. Again, I really like that statistic of 100% finishes in the first round for my wins.
And that looks very good to get in one of these higher promotions like the UFC, PFL, you know?
Yes, sir. Build a resume, like I said.
And just tell me a little more about yourself. Give me some more details so the fans can hear some more stuff about you.
Outside of training, I really just work and hang out with my kids, my fiance. Uh, it's always good to be able to relax and hang out with them between training. My daughter is just now getting into jujitsu and MMA herself. My other daughter is in wrestling. So been going back and forth between those two things here recently, and that's been exciting to see them grow and develop on their own. And really, that's mostly my passion and part of what I fight for is I really enjoy the freedom to be able to be at home, spend time with them, and do things with the people I care about.
Now tell me, right? What was your motivation to get in mixed martial arts? What made you say, "Hey, I want to get hit in the face"?
I was a wrestler through high school and I went to a JUCO, but I ended up not really wanting to stay there, so I dropped out after my first semester. And after that, I couldn't wrestle anymore because no tuition, no scholarship for wrestling. So I just needed something to do with my time. I started training, and maybe 6 or 8 months later, Trey was like, "Hey, do you want to get in a fight?" Trey being my coach, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to get in a fight?" And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be fun." So I just got in a fight, and took my first amateur fight. Fought a tough kid, had a back and forth scrap, fun little fight. Wanted to do it again, and just kept doing it ever since.
Now, tell me about your fighting style. Like, how do you fight?
Mostly just try to push the pace, tire my opponent out early. I mean, break people with just pressure, even if they're not tired. Just make them wilt from me being on top of them, throwing punches, takedowns, ground and pound submissions. I feel like I'm very well rounded. I can win the fight no matter where it goes. I'm good on top. I'm good off my back. I'm good on my feet. Just no matter what, I'm trying to always keep the pace high and put pressure on my opponent, break them down as quickly as possible.
Now, tell me about your running, right? Because that's the most important thing for a fighter is the running, that stamina. You can't beat running. You know what I mean?
Yes and no. I do some running, and I won't say road work isn't important, but I'd say a lot of my cardio comes from live rounds. I probably do 35 to 50 live rounds a week, and I feel like that's more developmental for my fight stamina. And I actually think for a fighter that getting in more live rounds would be just as beneficial, if not more, than just necessarily running more. Even if it's not necessarily all sparring rounds or all intense, like you're banging each other up, trying to hurt each other, just getting in those live wrestling rounds, those live grappling rounds, those live striking rounds, even if you're lightening it up, keeping it technical, just moving around in a fight stance, keeping everything going. Your shadow boxing.
Now, tell me more about your wrestling background.
I was a decent wrestler. I was never anything special. In high school, I was a state qualifier, but I didn't place. I got a scholarship to a JUCO, but like I said, I dropped out after my first semester, so I never really did much wrestling on it. I was just there training in a room for about 6 months, but I feel like I was an okay wrestler. Like I said, I was a state qualifier in high school. I was a Greco state placer, a freestyle state placer.
And who made you get into wrestling? Your father, maybe?
Actually, no. My mom was actually a single mom, and she just needed something to do that would burn off our energy. And so she put us in so she could get some work done, and she was going to school to be a lawyer. And so she put us in there so she had something to keep us busy while she was in school. And then it just went from there. We had a good coach who we really liked and who was really good to us. So we spent a lot of time wrestling, me and my brothers. I had two younger brothers who did it with me. And then eventually they stopped doing it, but I kind of just stayed with it and I always enjoyed it. Kept me out of trouble. Kind of got in a lot of trouble as a kid, but during wrestling season, it gave me something to focus on to not get in trouble and not do what I shouldn't do.
Now, is there an Instagram the fight fans can follow you at?
There is. It's Spangler MMA1.
And everyone, make sure you follow my page, the underscore what's underscore next underscore kid underscore. And I hope you are enjoying the interview because he will be fighting at Shamrock FC 373. Make sure you get your tickets. If not, again, millions.co. That's where you get it. And that's all the questions I have for you today. But I was wondering, did you want to add anything else while we're on here? Anything at all?
Uh, Just want to give a shout out to my coach, Trey Ogden, UFC fighter. Done a lot for me in my career, taught me pretty much everything I know. My other corner man, Stephen Graham, right there with Trey the whole time, helping me learn, helping me develop everything. But those two guys have really had my back the whole time. Shout out to my teammate, Miles Johns, UFC fighter. He just opened his gym, Kingdom MMA. So check that out if you're up in the North KC area. Great room with a lot of good fighters. And aside from that, don't really have anything else to add.
Any sponsors you want to shout out?
Not at the moment. If you're looking to get into sponsoring fighters though, and you wanna give me a sponsor, holler at me. I'd be happy to have it.
Everybody, if you want to sponsor him right here, now's your chance because he's going to be fighting. So make sure you get those sponsorships right now. And today's interview was sponsored by Montauk Iced Tea. Make sure you follow their Instagram. Type in Montauk Iced Tea, and you can get it off of Amazon, eBay, and just search up where can I get some Montauk Iced Tea from Long Island because it's mainly out here. It is not global yet. That's why. Just search it up, Amazon and eBay. All right, fight fans. So that's all I got for you today. All right.
Appreciate your time.
It was nice to have you on.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll have you on in the future. All right.
Yes, sir. Be happy to come back.
All right. I'll see you, man. Nice
All right.
talk.
Good talk. Bye.